Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this session of the summer school. Before we go any further, I'd like to do a little sound check. Could everybody let me know if they can hear me by typing yes into the chat panel? Okay, wonderful. Getting a lot of yeses there. That's great. Okay. So today, I'd like to welcome you to the summer school. We have an exciting session for you today. Before we go any further, though, I'd like to just go over some housekeeping rules. The webinar is going to be recorded today. It's going to be available on summerschool.com within the next 24 hours. If you have absolutely any questions for us, please use the chat box, and we will answer all the questions that you have at the end of the presentation. And of course, don't hesitate to actually interact with us on social media using the hashtag Sitecore and share your thoughts on today's presentation. With me today, I have Fabienne Heiles from Sitecore. She is here to talk about the customer journey and how to start with it. So Fabienne, please take it away.
Hello, everybody. I hope you can hear me as well. So today I'm going to talk to you about customer journey and how to start your customer journey. The title is quite short: Learn, Create, and Optimize. And that's the 3-point really I'm going to define today. This presentation is more about how do you start your customer journey, what are the different themes that you need to look at before going into a real digital transformation strategy. Okay, so first of all, I would like to look at the survey that Sitecore and Evanade did with Vincent Bourne. If you want to have more details on that survey, there will be a whole webinar on the survey next week, Thursday, I believe. But I will just look into several topics that are mentioned in the survey. So first of all, what we see is that 96% of companies say they are working on a customer experience. But only 14% say that they can stay one step ahead of the customers. So what is the problem here? Where is this gap coming from? We have conducted this with 880 decision makers around the world, and they are in charge of changing their customers' digital experiences. So what are they working on, and what are the different topics that are really interesting for them to change? So if we look at two outcomes of the survey that are interesting in this webinar, in this theme, is first of all, what are the obstacles to delivering a good customer experience? So what we can take out is, first of all, the inability to provide seamless experience for customers' journey across different devices, and also the inability to analyze customer data, because as we know, the data sits in all different silos. So these, as you can see, are quite interesting, apart from the lack of knowledge and up-to-date knowledge that companies might still see internally. So what we can learn from there is that we need to look at the benefits for prioritizing customer experience. And what you clearly can see is that the benefits are quite different when we look at it from a customer, from a company rather experience, and the company strategy, and on the other side, the customer experience from the customer side. You see that when we look at the company, what the company wants to achieve by having a better customer experience, they want to increase their revenue, of course. They want to have a better financial performance. They want to improve their sales cycle, so they want to become more efficient and also be more profitable. So that's all financial related topics that you see here. On the other side, When you look at the benefits for prioritizing customer experience from a customer side, it's more something linked to a feeling that a customer has interacting with your company. So the customer would say, I would like to have an increased customer satisfaction by 58%, be more loyal with the brands that I communicate with, have an increased retention and acquisition of customers. We know that it's 6 to 7 times more costly to acquire a new customer than retaining one. So I think that is a topic that is important looking into, and also improving in lifetime value of customers. And that's something I will come back to. So if we look at the 3 points that come out of this survey, first of all, we need to understand the customer by looking at the analytics, and that's really learning. That's the part learning. The second part is making them feel valued, and how do we make them feel valued is by providing them with personalized information so that they feel unique. And the third thing is saving time. I mean, having a frictionless and really seamless customer experience created through a good customer journey, I think is also going to help create this good customer experience. So first of all, learn, meaning understand the customer. If we take a step back, it's not only what we provide to customers, but it's really where we are at the company level. So to create the best customer journey, we need first to know where are we at the company. What is our digital maturity? So when we know where we are and we have assessed our digital maturity as a company, we can start the journey and move up the ladder of the different maturity levels and create the lifetime customers. These lifetime customers that we have seen come out of the survey when we were asking the customers what they would need as a customer experience. So to learn who our customer is, the first thing after looking at our digital maturity is to have the tools in place to see where are our customers. Before setting up a very detailed strategy and start developing plans, we need to use the tools that we have to see where are the customers today. And even though we know our customers, maybe because we have created personas, using an agency to define who our customers is, and we know them from the offline channels. This might be a bit different when we look at the customers in a digital way. So the first step is really listening to what the customers are saying, where they are, when they want to get in contact with our brands, and then gather all this information through the different channels that we are communicating digitally with our customers, and then use that information afterwards to set up the right plan. So once we know that, we really go into details and look at what channels do work best. At what time of the day or night do customers research or react with our brand? What tools do they use to communicate with us on social, email, blogs, or chat? All this knowledge will allow us to create the right customer journey. And that will respond to the customer's need and not so much to what we want to push out as a company as a message to our customers, but rather what are they looking for and how can we provide it. So really looking at the different touch points that we might already have in place, or analyzing simply the behavior of the customers on our website will help us make the real decisions about the customer journey. Then looking back a bit on the different sides, the financial side that companies are looking for when creating the right customer experience, and on the other side, the more emotional side that customers are looking for, we shouldn't neglect the trust factor. What do I mean by that? I mean, don't get greedy when you want to get data from your customers. Don't forget, it's a journey, and a journey takes time. So every little step will create that trust with your customer. And that's really an important factor, the trust. Because if you overdo it, if you don't nurture your customer, but overrun them with information, either too much information about your company without looking at what they need, or asking them to give you too much data, then this trust will be lost. And then we also lose this feeling of making them valued and provide them with personalized contact. So creating. Creating is really about providing the right information at the right time to shape the experience of the customer. There is a gap still between messaging and information that we want to push out as a company, and it's very valid that there is some information that needs to be provided to the customer, because this is product, service information that the customer needs to get about your company. But on the other hand, how can we shape this content to answer the customer's needs? So how can we provide to the customer the right content to answer their questions without making them feel that this is a one-size-fits-all information? So there we really go into the content challenge. I mean, everyone's talking about content. And content is a big challenge, it is. But if we have content available, let's start small and start using the content that we have, recycling it through the different channels and using it in the different journeys, so that we can create one journey, for example, using content that is available through the different channels by adapting the same content through the different channels and taking really small steps to do that. The second thing with content is content needs to be in context. Context is a major thing right now, and it hasn't been like this. Because in the past, we were talking about content, and the right personalized content has been out there for very long years already. There were companies like John Deere that were already in the 1950s creating magazines for the farmers, responding to their questions and to their needs. But in that time, the context was, of course, important, but the timing wasn't as important. Nowadays, with social media, I mean, you have to have the content in the right context, in the right moment, at the right time, in the right place. Because if a customer comes to you and wants to have information through social media, or is complaining even on social media, if you're answering 12 hours later, then it's too late. It's old news, and people are already gone to something else and are discussing another topic already. So here again, it's very important that the content has the right context, and this has been provoked by all this wealth of digital channels that we have at our fingertips today. So the right content to the right customer at the right time through the right channel. So these are really the four pillars that we need to look at. And this looks like a big strategy behind that, but it actually isn't. If you look at it from a customer journey perspective, and you take out a small, let's say you create one flow for one campaign, you choose one piece of content, one type of customer that you have identified, you analyze through the analytics what would be the right time during which the customer is the most responsive to your content, and you have analyzed through which channel that this specific customer mostly comes to visit you. Then you have already the 4 pillars that will mean you can create a customer journey that will respond, or that you can at least start with and optimize afterwards. So just a small example here, one personal example. I like to use Pinterest. Most of you know that app. So I was looking at Pinterest and just scrolling through the different pictures, and I see this bag. So I click on the picture, and if you know Pinterest, some of you might know that if you click on it, sometimes you have a bad experience because you just end up nowhere, just on a JPEG or on a no page behind it. But this time it was really well done. So I click on the picture, and I immediately end up on the page, on the product page of this company, and that shows me the bag that I saw the picture of with different colors and all the details, etc. So of course, well, I'm a girl, so I go much further, and I see that I can pay with PayPal because they have PayPal added to their website. So all this in 3 steps, I could buy the bag. I mean, what customer experience? It's a very small customer journey, and that makes it easy for me. I don't need to get my credit card out. So I thought this is really a seamless experience, and they really understood where their customers are. They are in Pinterest, for example, looking for bags with nice pictures that makes it attractive. And the steps between looking or finding something that you like and purchasing it are really small. They're only 3 or 4 steps. So for me, this is a really good customer experience that helps you really convert the customers much easier. So now I'll show you a little video.
Customers, hot prospects, potentials, call them what you will. As they navigate the digital universe, trying to achieve their goals, each and every one has their own unique behaviors and motivation. As a result, their journeys can appear unpredictable. They can struggle with a system that doesn't acknowledge who they are, and sometimes works against them, with their journeys remaining unfulfilled, or they just stop. Understanding these behaviors can be tricky as they change and evolve quickly in a live environment. But as marketers, it's important to know each and every customer individually before you segment them, the journey they take, and to manage and shape the experience to be engaging and fulfilling just for them. This can be hard for marketers to do. Their system can't pull together their knowledge of each customer. Then, systems compete to control the journey without understanding their customer. So let us introduce you to experience marketing. Take this little guy. He's called Jim. We know he likes music, golf, and searched for credit cards many times over the past few days. How do we know Jim? Well, because we are using Sitecore to enrich his customer experience, shaping Jim's journey to be engaging and fulfilling, just for him. Sitecore collects and analyzes all of Jim's interactions, both online and offline activity, and connects them perfectly within the single Sitecore experience platform, building an experience profile for Jim and every other customer. You've got all the customer insight you need, ready in one place. With this insight, you can always shape Jim's experience, with Sitecore learning about Jim through his experiences, intelligently creating and predicting his perfect personalized experience journey. Owning this experience takes your customers where they want to go, through informed conversations and enriched brand interaction. Sitecore can show Jim what he wants to see, before he knows he wants to see it. Imagine that. Engaging experiences that matter to your customers and build long-lasting relationships with your brand. Do you know Jim? Sitecore. Own the experience.
So I know this is a Sitecore branded video, but what it shows is really what the options you have to create a customer journey. I mean, it is important to really look at the data that you have, look at the customers that are joining your different channels, and then look at how you can shape really the experience of each and every customer. So one customer that did this in the right way is Nutricia Danone, which is one of our customers. And what they have done is that they have connected really all the different channels that they saw from the analytics that were bringing customers to the website. So in this case, it's a website, or it's a web strategy that is targeted to pregnant women and to young mothers. So in this case, while the strategy is quite clear, we know the timeline, and so they could personalize content through the different channels based on the different steps that the pregnant women were accessing to, and at what months they were pregnancy, etc. So it is really important to match the customer's journey on the customer's terms, as I said. So they create this feeling that the customer is understood and answering the customer's need, and not only pushing out messaging from a company perspective. So what they've done is that they really created an owned experience through these different channels, and they have connected all these different channels, being it online with a responsive web infrastructure, a mobile app, but also the vending machine, the point of sales. They have created tools like the magic mirror, where a pregnant woman could see the baby inside her belly, events and direct marketing actions. So really connecting, and this hasn't happened overnight, of course. It has been a strategy and a step-by-step approach, as I mentioned, in the digital maturity. They have first looked at the web and then added all the different channels, reusing the same content and creating really actions that responded to the customer's need. So based on that, there has been an average growth of 75% per month, and the rebuy growth has been 140%. So they're quite pleased with the results. They are still working on it. And I must say, it's not, of course, all about the tool. It's really about how you approach the understanding of your customer and the strategy that is behind it to create a step-by-step customer experience. So coming back to our theme, so learning, creating, and optimizing. If you start a customer experience and you start creating one or two journeys, this is only the starting point of what you are going to do with your customer experience strategy. So you really need to optimize, and because creating that is not the end of the story. It's actually the beginning of a long journey that you are going to take, and that is going to help you to understand more and more and do this every day. Of course, there are tools that can help you do that, and I will go into a small demo afterwards to show you what you have at your what you have available to really assess what the right customer journey is. So digital is really a moving target. It's not set in stone. And I really think the risk is bigger if you do not transform than if you do and you start. And failing faster, I think it's really a benefit of having all these digital channels and all this information that we can gather today from our customers. There is really no big risk at trying something out, trying and understanding and changing, because you can do it quickly. And it's not going to be something that you take a big risk on. So to end this, before I show a little demo, there is not one customer experience. I think you have as many customer experiences that you have customers in your database. And the thing is, how can I understand the customer and personalize the content so that it feels natural and subtle to the customer, and we are not pushing too much company information to them, but we have them make them feel that it's them asking for the information and they're finding the information really at the right place at the moment that they are looking for it. So as George mentioned, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to put them in the Q&A screen, and we will come back to them after the small demo. Okay, so what you should see here, I'm not that much of a technical person, but I just want to give you a little tour around our demo site to show you what a customer experience or customer journey could be quite quickly, and how you can really use the tools to see what your customers are doing. So this is our demo site. So what you see here on the right is really a snapshot of what is happening, what the site interests are. So you see that it's evenly dispatched through the different products for the moment, because I haven't done anything on the website yet. So imagine that I go and visit this product page. See that I also have a form that I can fill in. So I'm navigating through this product page. If I then go back to the home page and I look at other products like the Xbox One games, and I look at some of these games. Okay. Please keep in mind that this is a demo site, so the personalization is a bit more quicker than it would be. And then I go back to the main page, to the home page. You see that this can be personalized, and that way you will also see that already inside the analytics, the profile has been updated to the interest of gaming, and more particularly action gaming. So you see that quite quickly we can set up a personalization with understanding the behavior of our customers. So something I want to show you quickly as well on this, I would say on how this is working inside a tool like Sitecore. And one very interesting tool is the path analyzer, which really gives you an insight on the different paths and journeys. I think that's really relevant in the topic of today, is to look at the different journeys. So what you see here is really an overview of the different flows that happen naturally on the website. So before we go out and set up a customer journey or a campaign, it's interesting to actually see what is happening, because it might be different from what we thought was happening on our website. So we might have an idea in saying, okay, the customer will come in and they will go look at this product pages. So if you see here, for example, people that come from the internet, look at the product pages. There are many, many pages they can look at, but it's in red, so it means that the conversion on these pages is not so high. On the other hand, if I look at, for example, this news page, then I see that that the conversion on these pages is quite high, and that we have some people looking at the information coming, and that the value is really high on these pages. So we can even go and look at this customer in detail and see what she has done on the website, how much value she has generated, etc. Why am I showing this? It's really to make you understand how you can look into very nitty-gritty details of the customer's journeys that you might not have thought about today, but that are available as analytics, to understand who is your customer, who is this lady, and from that really define profiles that you can use to then really optimize your customer's journeys and create new campaigns that respond to the need of the customer, and also try to define short journeys, like I said, maybe only 3 steps journeys, that makes it very relevant and that will already help the customers to have this seamless experience. So I just wanted to give you this small view. It's not meant to be a full psycho demo today, just to show you what tools I use as a marketeer within the system to understand, and this is one tool among others, to understand the customer's needs, where they are and what they are doing online, and then use all the different tools, being it A/B testing, personalization, automation, etc., to create the campaigns, and then on a daily basis to optimize them and see how I can enhance the journey of the customer. Okay, so that's it from my side. It's time for the Q&A.
Okay, thank you so much, Jen. That was a really interesting webinar on customer journeys. Guys, if you have any questions while we actually answer some of them, please don't hesitate, and we'll get directly to you. So let's start with the first couple of questions. Christina is asking, how do you get started when you have a service site and not an e-commerce site where you have a login for your user? So how do we get started with the customer experience and the journey when we have a service site?
So I think it doesn't make a difference if you have a retail or a commerce site or a service site. I mean, you have to look at what is the need of your customer. What information are they looking for when they come to the website? So if you're proposing offering some services, the first thing I would look at is what pages do they look at? How long do they stay on a page, and what information do they want to get from you? And are they asking you questions? So it's the conversion can be, and the value can be added on pages that have content that is relevant. So what you need to start with is first look at what pages people are looking at, and then tag these pages with values. matching what you want to give as information and what people are looking at. And based on that, you can then start optimizing your website with shortening the way to the right information to the customer.
Thank you so much, Fabienne. The next question that we have, it's maybe a bit difficult to answer at this time, but the question is implementation within the CMS easy? And I'll be honest with you, I think that depends from case to case, but we can listen to what Fabienne is saying.
Well, it depends indeed on your starting point. There's no one answer to this question. Implementation, changing from one website to another. If you're not on Sitecore, going to Sitecore, there are different tools that can help you do that. Now, when you're talking about using the functionalities like personalization, automation, once you have Sitecore setup, is quite easy. I mean, it's really something that you can do as a marketeer. I'm able to use the tools and create a personalization on the different components and A/B testing in a WYSIWYG environment. So that's not really difficult to do.
Okay, our next question is from Elf. Elf is asking, how do you start with a journey? Around one topic like the website of pregnancy, or should you do it for the whole web page with all the products and services?
No, really, you should start with one topic. You should start with one campaign that you already know. So imagine that there are campaigns that you do every year around a certain time of the year. It depends on your industry, but and take that campaign and start the journey and optimize it based on that. Because the benefit of doing so is that you know the outcomes from the previous years or from the previous months, and then you start optimizing this specific campaign. So what I always say is start small, but start. Take one campaign. And really work around that topic to that specific audience, and then really transpose it into your digital environment and channels and learn from it.
And also, I think also the data that you're capturing is going to dictate as well which campaign that you can start the journey with, because the more data you collect on a certain campaign, the better your view of it will be, and the more you're going to actually be able to drill down and personalize the customer journey within it. Next question is from Christina. Is it possible to see the person's data on the user, or is it anonymous?
So in the system, you see both anonymous and also once the person has logged in, you see data that is publicly available from social media, for example, and that we then retrieve into the system. But when we look at the analytics that we have and the experience database, you see all the historical data when the person is anonymous, and also then afterwards it's merged when the customer becomes login or becomes a customer that has given you some data.
And Christina, the data actually that you capture based on cookies, the site is going to remember that, and even if the visitor is anonymous because they haven't logged in or because you don't know them yet, for not having done an action, you can still personalize that customer journey based on certain data that you collect, whether it's from the device that somebody's using, whether it's from a keyword that they entered in Google or whatever other search engine. You can still start capturing all that data until the customer becomes known to you, and then that data is still going to be captured within Sitecore. Next, Elsa is asking, the customer journey is not online. Can you add offline data to the Path Analyzer?
Yes, you can. So obviously, we are mostly gathering the online information here from what you can see on the different channels. But if you have a connection to CRM setup, you can have a connection to other data systems that you are using. These can be added to the Experience database, and then you really have also the offline views. Imagine that you have a display in a store, or that you have set up, or you have put a QR code on a leaflet in an event. All these things can be added to the data, to the digital data, so that you have the online and the offline data in the same space.
The next question, is it possible to get the webinar recording sent to me afterwards, as I could only join halfway through? Of course, don't worry about it. The webinar recording will be available within 24 hours on the portal. Our next question, how can we use the Path Analyzer in the healthcare environment when we're talking about clients to patient journeys and all those sort of things?
So as I mentioned, it's not really industry related. We have a lot of customers in the health industry, and actually what it does, I mean, it depends on your security setup. Of course, you want to keep the data of your customer safe and secure, I would imagine, but that doesn't make a difference, because the Path Analyzer will look at the different paths that a customer will take through the different channels, and it will help you to really identify what the different steps are. If these are straight steps from you to the end customer, or if in between there are other, I would say, websites or microsites or landing pages that are more let's say in a B2B environment, a B2B2C environment, you can see all this data, and it's really not depending on the industry, but really what you set up as a customer journey in 2 steps or in 10 steps, for that matter.
Thank you, Fabienne. We have a couple of more questions. Does one need to build a site from the ground up with Sitecore, or can we use it with an existing website?
There are different possibilities here. We have a tool called FXM, Federated Experience Manager, and the Federated Experience Manager actually allows you to get data and to personalize on a site that is not Sitecore. What this can help you to do is to use, let's say, a smaller Sitecore platform to start with, but also collect data from your existing website. Of course, the idea is that you have your whole platform on Sitecore, which makes it easier, because then you have access to all the functionalities within the same platform. But you can do it as a step-by-step approach and use this tool to already collect data from your existing website, and on the side have a Sitecore platform.
Our next question, would you say the shorter the better when it comes to customer journeys?
As a first answer, I would say yes, the shorter the better. Creating a lot of short customer journeys to start with will make it easier to manage. Imagine you have a journey where you send out an email, and then you imagine that the customer will come to this landing page, fill in this form to give you information. That would already be one journey for me, because based on that, you gather some information. As I mentioned before, don't become too greedy to get too much information from the first thing. So as shorter the campaign is, as less time it takes from your customer, the more trust you will build for the next time. So building short campaigns in a good time span will make the customer come back. And you have also to understand how many times a customer would be willing to come back before they convert, whatever that conversion means to you.
Guys, due to limited amount of time, we're going to take one more question. If you have any other questions, don't hesitate to shoot us an email. We'll be more than happy to assist you. So last question today will be, how do you join the dots from social to offline and to all the different channels?
So that's really, and that's the commercial part. The beauty of a Sitecore platform is that everything is connected. So from a platform like Sitecore, you really have all the content available to go out to all these different channels, and social is one of them. So you really have to demystify digital in that sense. It's just another channel. So as long as you have an idea where your customer is in which channel, being it social or being it print, by that matter, you just reuse the same content, and you create a loop back to the platform, to the web, to the landing page, or to an app, or to social media. And because everything is connected, you get all the data in the same place. So there is no real differences in channels. It's just a matter of setting up the right journey.
Thank you so much, Fabienne, for this really interesting webinar. Guys, thank you so much for all the questions and for everyone who got involved with us today. There's a lot more exciting webinars coming up in the summer school. If you haven't signed up for them, please make sure you check out our website and you sign up for especially the marquee webinars. We have Vanson Bourne, we have Forrester Research, we have Avanade that are going to be holding a couple of webinars which are going to be extremely exciting. So please don't hesitate to visit our website. Remember, this recording will be online within 24 hours. And I just want to thank you guys again for joining in. I want to thank Fabienne for holding an extremely interesting webinar. And wish you all a very nice weekend. Have a good night.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.